Alan.
Oh, yeah. Well, Talon is a young bloke that came to the ranch with a very strong urge. And recently we went to go, as far as talking about time slips, I mean, I've experienced them in my life, but right now my memory is not calling upon them because I've had a ton of missing time. But something that happened like, what was it? Like, it was like less than 2 weeks ago. And he experienced this coming to the conference where he's getting on the I-95 and all of a sudden he's somewhere else. Like literally like an hour away like this. And I heard him tell this story and I was like, yeah, I've heard about that phenomenon. And my bro and I went to go pick him up. We're gonna go, hang out and we're driving and we're turning around, and Talon's from Alaska originally. He's like this incredible little being. I adore him. And all of a sudden, like we were driving back towards Portland. We were out around the airport, around her sister's place, and we took this one specific turn that said that we were going west. And I remember we all saw it, I-95W. And all of a sudden, we're driving and we're east. Like we're on the other side of the freeway, like headed back towards the ranch. Like it made zero sense. And all of a sudden we found ourselves about 40 minutes out from where we were supposed to be. And the guy just starts laughing because I told you. And he says that this is happening a lot to him when he's with other people because he is activating other people. That's the thing about frequency. But this is a powerful frequency. And all of a sudden we find ourselves like in the blink of an eye uh literally like opposite end of the spectrum. Like we were just shaking our heads and laughing, and we just pulled off and turned around, and he started telling us like that this is happening to him. And he's about 10 years younger than me, and he's fully activated, and he's having full contact, and he's really excited, and this is happening to a lot of really young people. And it's important, like what I love about ESETI is that it's a resource center and that it's a safe place for people that are having these experiences to come. And I welcome them. Everyone that comes up the driveway is me.
Uh, there's one that the listeners have heard, and I don't know if I spoke about this when I was at the ranch.
Yeah?
I kind of argued it, and Pam was like, no, no, no. So I'll tell you the story. So
Yay.
2009, I go to the conference. I remember seeing Miriam Delgado
Oh,
doing
I heard
her
that
thing.
story.
Yeah, and I remember talking to her at the ranch at nighttime, and it
Mhm.
was the the Javier and his nephew were with me, and nobody remembers her being there. She I s- we interviewed her, and I asked her, and she doesn't remember. She said she wasn't there, and I even asked Javier, and he said, no, she wasn't there. He's never met her before, but it was so real to me, and I remember everything about her being there.
Yeah.
So you were there that year.
Yeah, I was.
Was she, in your memory, was she there? Was she one of the guest speakers?
No, and she wasn't there.
Okay, see.
But that
Yeah.
does not mean that
No,
that happened. But yeah, I'll confirm that.
yeah. Well, what confirmed to me was that she says I'm not the first person to say that about her.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I have a ton of experiences, and there's been times where I have emailed total strangers, because they've come to me in dreams, and I've emailed them and told them the information that they brought forward, and they've confirmed it. I have had a lot of boyfriends in my life that I was having these experiences with that pretty much freaked them right out. You know, I'm really fortunate to be with a fellow seeker that recognizes this and can work with this, and it's beautiful. It's the most harmonious relationship I've been in. So trust me, you have to align with your highest and best good. You have to align with the people that your feelings with, and sometimes it does take like really rash or annoying decisions to do, but in the long run, trust me, it's a really good idea.
Yep.
So
Right.
yeah, yeah.
There's one thing that's been happening lately. Sometimes, and it kind of freaks my wife out, so I don't mention it when I see it. Um, she has a being that likes being around her that's kind of yellowish
Oh.
and white in color.
Mm-hmm.
Like the inner part is a white, and then the outer part's like
Yeah,
a yellowish.
yeah, I'm
I
seeing.
I can't see faces or fingers or anything.
Sometimes if you have the ability to see clairvoyantly, from what I've seen, I mean, I could go on about the pineal gland, and I'll have you know that you're very fortunate if you're able to see clairvoyantly, because a lot, the fluoride in the water. I mean, this is no joke. It does calcify your pineal gland. When I go back into the cities, I go to visit friends, I travel around, it's gone. It's gone when I drink that water. I have to flush it out with a lot of greens, vitamin K, skate fish oil, whatever, and that it's a gift if you can see clairvoyantly, and that I was raised on a well like out of the ground, and I think that highly attributes to my clairvoyant abilities, because I think absolutely everyone has them, and
Right.
that it's your God-given right to be able to connect this way. And it's no joke that it's been expressed. So Ramon, I'm seeing the energetic signature like within that. It's like you're seeing the core of the being,
Yeah.
and that's what really matters, because they don't want you to get distracted with what they look like. Because guess what? What they look like does not matter. And that some of the beings that I see, they are alarmingly strange looking, and that it's really important to focus on your own inner sensitivity so that you don't get distracted by how they look, and you focus on the energy, because there are some beings that are really alarming looking, but they're ancient and they are just pure love, and
I've
they come from ancient origins. So
Yeah, there's I feel like you're talking about one specific one, and I remember our conversation at ESETI, the Hathors.
oh no, I wasn't thinking about that, but yeah,
No,
that's
'cause
our
I remember this story you were telling me, because you've experienced seeing a few or one Hathor.
yeah, several, yeah. But I really try to, like, and I think it's my goal in group meditation to not bring that so much forward, because I don't want people to get distracted with that. There's an opening that's happening for me, that I'm seeing all these beings, and that it can really be distracting for people to be like, oh, I saw this being or I saw that being. But really, they're there to help us get back into ourselves. They're really holding space for us. They're holding their hands on us. Like, we are so close. Like, really, like, from what I've seen, we are no more than a breath away from some of these beings. When we go up in frequency through our thoughts, through our meditation, we are just a breath away. But really, I mean, I experienced that just in my elf contact, several years ago. I realized what it means to have contact, and I've had experiences since where I've had ships responding to me directly, like in the night when I got up to go pee and I'm living in a tent and all this. And, when it actually starts to happen and the ship is coming towards you, they sense your apprehension, like, because it's totally telepathic. It's not just language. It's not just saying. It's about walking. It's about being. Like, it's about walking the talk. I know that sounds like kind of cheesy or whatever, but really, that's what it comes down to, and that you've got to build yourself up to it slowly. And yeah, you've got a lot of support, and there's like a whole system of unconditional love and beings that are cheerleading this whole movement, because Earth is all the buzz in this galaxy.
Yeah. The other experience I had was I went Sunday to what they call a koto concert, and it's the traditional. It looks like it's a big piece of wood lying down, and picture a harp, but instead of the traditional style harp, it's a big piece of wood, and so it kind of looks like a guitar, and it has 4 or 5 strings, and mostly women played it. So my wife's aunt she's a master at it, and she
Oh
was
wow.
giving a concert, and I could see this one being in particular sitting in the front row, and I was like, oh shit.
What?
So
So,
I kind
Ramon,
of
are you seeing this clairvoyantly, like with your eyes closed? Or are you seeing?
no, I'm seeing it with my eyes open, and
Wow.
I I kind of have to like squint a little bit, and it's
Yeah.
not always, but I get the feeling it was the heat, and it was the same kind of energy. No, this energy signature was very yellow. Um, there's certain colors that I can see, so not always, and it's not clear. Like I can't see the colors of your aura. Though,
No.
no, that's not true. There was one time at Kunlun, here in Japan with Chie. I don't know if you ever met Chie.
No.
And I was able to see her aura like perfectly, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like,
Wonderful.
yeah.
You've
But
got nothing to lose. That's all
yeah,
I have to say. And then, some people can say, I mean, you can open your eyes, you can see. You can close your eyes, you can see. If you want to know what is in there, it's hilarious because, you know, there is a veil. It's foggy. But yeah, I mean, I'm confounded for words, really.
yeah. So let's go back a little bit to your experiences as far as your healing. Is there any experience that
Yeah.
was far out, or just you were like,
Oh
"Whoa"?
yeah, there's tons of experiences that were too far out, and the healing for me, what encompassed it was earth healing and just this plot of ground. What I found myself experiencing was, um, like I'm living really close to the earth. I, at the time, was starting to do these gardens and bridging these gaps with these beings who were kind of mysterious to me at the time because I had only had this one experience and I was just kind of mystified by it. But I put my intention out and I have made the practice of putting offerings out, but not in the way of like, I give you this, you give me this. It's not a trade, it's an offering, and there is an intention behind it that is very pure. And yeah, basically, that what started happening was that they were showing me in that state, when you're waking up, but you're kind of in this place where there's no ego. You're in this non-space, where they were showing me symbols, and I've seen a bunch of stuff, but basically they'd show me stuff on the land, and here's an example. And I have several of these, but there was one day, late in the season, or early in the season actually, where they were showing me fromage, going into the ground, into the soil, where the corn was to be planted. And I said, "Oh, what?" So I woke up in the morning and it said the corn wants cheese. The corn wants cheese. And I said that to everyone I saw. The corn wants cheese. And I realized that, okay, let's do a soil test. And I found out through that soil test that the soil was deficient in calcium. So I
Wow.
went out and I went out
Ah,
and I bought a bag of dolomite, calcium. I've had like over a dozen of these experiences where they're showing me through symbols because they know that they can use symbols of my own recognition through my conscious mind. They can use those to communicate with me.
Wow,
And
amazing.
they've done this a bunch.